Hello, and welcome to a special edition of the Quaker Cinema's Home Cooking Movie Review Show, where we're going to review our 3 worst movies of the year that we've reviewed so far this year. Mike, we're going to go to you first.
Well, probably we'll say my of my 3 worst films. The first one on my list would have to be the Fantastic Four. I don't remember much being fantastic about this film. It is a movie that just seemed like it never should have been made. It was one that it was just forced to churn out one more superhero film for the summer of 2015, and it was one too many. It was boring, it was uneventful, and it was one that I know I wish the Quaker Cinema would not have gotten.
Thanks, Mike. I'm going to go next. I think Mission Impossible was really boring. The action, I guess, was cool, but I just remember I couldn't wait for that movie to end. And I'm going to say that's the 3rd worst of the year so far for me this year. Jerry?
3rd worst of the year to me had to be Paul Blart Mall Cop. It was so bad. But there's worse out there. But Paul Blart, didn't like the characters. It was remarkably unfunny. How it ever made any money truly boggles my mind. This is the worst reason why sequels should never be made.
Thank you, Jerry. What's your 2nd worst of the year?
My opinion, the 2nd worst film that we reviewed in 2015 is from the Divergent series, Insurgent. It's a movie that seemed like just a stereotype of all of the end of the world films where people are left to battle out in this somewhat of a wasteland, I guess, that is left over. And it's a story that has been retold multiple times and did not need to be retold again, but for the fact that the first film, Divergent, made a lot of money. Aside from that, there was no reason for that movie to be made.
I actually disagree with you on that one. I thought the sequel was actually better than the original in this case. I don't know.
Still not saying much. They both weren't that good.
My 2nd worst was Tomorrowland. I went into that movie with really high expectations. I really liked George Clooney, and I thought it was just kind of stupid, and I didn't really understand what they were doing or why they were doing anything in that movie.
That's a good point. That's a bad movie.
I can't wait for it to end, like the last one. Jerry?
Okay. No, I kind of liked that one. But my 2nd worst is the movie that is such a classic. It offended African Americans. It offended Hispanics. It offended women. It offended me. It made fun of rape. Get Hard had to be one of the most truly pathetic movies ever made. How you can offend most of the people of the United States and have it made just boggles my mind.
We bounced back pretty well with Daddy's Home, though.
True. I did like Daddy's Home.
All right, Mike, your number 1 worst of the year.
My opinion, the worst film that we reviewed in 2015 is Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. It's not funny. It is a complete carbon copy of the first one, minus the funny stuff. It is an attempt to remake the movie that was really, I believe, funny the first time. That's part of the reason why this might have been such a disappointment for me, because I had very high expectations, because I thought Paul Blart Mall Cop is funny. And I sat in the back, just stone silence the entire time. It was not funny. I don't remember laughing once the entire time in a movie that's intended to be a comedy. So it's my least favorite.
Mike, I completely agree with you. Mall Cop 2 was definitely by far the worst movie we reviewed this year. Just like all the other 2 I've said so far, I went in with really high expectations because the first one was really good and funny. But it was almost just awkward being in there when they would try to crack a joke and nobody would laugh. It was silence. It was bad. Jerry, your number 1 worst.
I give you credit. Paul Blart was really a bad movie. But when you wake up at night with the cold sweats because you're dreaming about Fantastic Four, oh God, that was so bad. There's just not words to say how bad that movie was. Seriously, I think about Paul Blart, and it's really bad. And at least there was, with the other one, Get Hard, there was maybe a funny part here or there.
There's a couple, yeah.
There was a couple funny parts, but Fantastic Four, the characters were obnoxious. The climactic fight scene was, huh? That's it? The bad guy was pathetic, and I hated the whole movie. It was truly bad.
What I remember about that movie is it had maybe one of the worst endings. I didn't think it was going to end like that, and it just ended, and you kind of like wonder if there's going to be a sequel or not.
And God, I hope there isn't.
Well, that's all for our review show today. Thank you for watching.